Hi guys, in this video we are going to work with question 8. We are specifically going to look at calculus. So if you're new to this channel, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe. You only subscribe once, right? Grade 12, this is for you. So this paper was written on Gauteng on 2022 prelim, which is the previous year, right? So without wasting time, let's get to today's video. Right, grade 12 mathematics paper 1. So we have to first calculate this or determine the derivative from the first principle if f of x is equals to 3x squared plus 2x. Right? So how many marks is that? That's 4. Let's put that into practice. So we are at question 8, 8.1. Remember that we're given f of x. F of x is equals to 3x squared plus 2x. Okay, so we will have to derive this, right, using, remember, we use the formula for first principle, f at x plus h minus the given function divided by h, and do not forget as limit as h approaches 0, limit as h approaches 0. All right, first thing guys, to find whether your answer is correct, you can use differentiation. When you use differentiation, we will say 3 times 2, which will be, if we have to use differentiation, we will say 3 times 2, which is 6, then 2 minus 1, which will be 6x. So 2 times the power multiplies the coefficient. 2 times 1 is 2, then 1 minus 1, it's 1. X to the power of 0, it's 1. So your solution should be the derivative of f of x plus derivative of f of x, which is equals to 6x plus 2. That's the solution here. But we need to prove that using the first principle, which is using a formula here. So where there is x, we are going to replace by x plus h. Okay, plus x plus h minus the given function, which is 3x squared plus 2x. Okay, plus 2x. Then divided by h. So we have limit as h approaches 0. So from here guys, we can work it out. So if we square x, then it becomes x squared. 2 multiplies everything. 2 times x times h, that will be 2xh. Then you square the last, h squared. Then we have plus 2x plus h. I'll multiply on the second step. So this negative affects everything. So we are going to have negative 3x squared minus 2x. Because negative and positive is negative, and negative and positive is negative. So we have negative x 3x squared there. So divided by h. So let's work it out. Limit as h approaches 0. So let's work out the brackets. 3 times x squared, that will be 3x squared. 3 times 2x, that will be 6xh. Then 3 times h, that's 3 times h squared, that will be 3h squared. Okay, you're still on the right track. So we have 2 times x, it's 2x. 2 times h, that will be 2h, minus 3x squared, minus 2x. Okay, right? So we are on the right track, divided by h. So from here guys, we can collect the like terms. So it's very important to collect the like terms. Let's work it out. So we have 3x squared, also have 3x squared. 3x squared minus 3x squared, that's 0. They are out. These two, they are out. Then we have do we have something that goes with 6xh? Right, remember 6xh. And by the look of this, we have 2x here, we have 2h. Okay, all right, let's focus on those that have like terms. 2x and 2x as well, they will just cancel. So the one that goes with h, is there anything that goes with h, not hx, not xh? Okay, in this case we did well. 3x squared, 3x 6xh, then 3h squared. Is there anything that goes with 3h squared? No. So let's write what is there. So we have what there? We have 6xh plus 3h squared plus 2h. Yeah, is the others are cancelling. Yeah, so we have this 6xh, 3h squared plus 2h. So from here, all right, limit as h approaches 0. So from here we can factor out, guys. When you factor out, we are left with factor out the highest common factor, it's h here, so we are left with 6x. No, so to get to 3h you need 3h squared, you need 3h. To get to 2h you need 2, right? Still on the right track. So this and this cancels, so as limit as h approaches 0, so we are left with limit as h approaches 0, blah blah blah, 6x here no? Plus 3h plus 2. So when we replace when we put 0 here at h, this 3 will cancel, because 3 times 0 it's 0. Then we're left 0 plus 2, it's 2. Then our solution is 6x plus 2, just as we've predicted when we started our video. So this is the derivative from the first principle. You just have to know the principles and know how to substitute. In that manner, you will never go wrong. Right? Let's go to our second question, which was determine dy if y is equals to root blah blah blah. Okay. It's also 4 marks. Okay, it's also 4 marks. So how do you work out this? I'll advise, let me just write it here. We have 8.2, so we have y is equals to, we can, let's change the roots here and convert this into an exponential. So when we change this, we are going to have 4x to the power of half. Remember that the root, when you take out the root, you take it by half. Similar here, we are going to have x to the power of half plus x cube, pi x cube. So from here, we are on a right track. We have 4x to the power of half. So when it's like this, it's the same as having, we divide by the coefficient. 8 divided by 1, that will be negative 8. So when we take out the division, it's always going to be an inverse. So it's going to be, it will be negative in this case, using the negative law of exponents. So here you must have a negative half, negative 8x half, then plus pi x cube. Right. Okay. Are we still on a good track? We're on a good track. Then we can, I guess we can divide dy all over dx. So okay, let's derive, guys. So what are the 4 times half? 4 times half, remember that the coefficient multiplies the power. 4 times half, that's 2. It's 2x. Then let's go to half minus 1. That will be negative half. So we have negative 8. Negative 8 times negative half. Negative half, that's positive 4. So we have positive 4. Then, and x to the power of, no, let me not conclude fast. So we also need to subtract the power. Remember, negative half minus 1. Negative half minus 1, that's negative 3 all over 2 in this case. So we have pi times 3. So that's going to be 3 pi. Then when you subtract this, you're going to have 3 minus 1, that will be 3x squared. Okay, so that's what we are going to have. So we need to leave this in a positive exponent. So that will be, when you leave this, it's the same as saying 2 times 1 over x half, is in which you are going to have, when you do it like this, you are going to have 2 all over x half, leaving it in a positive exponent. This will be 4 all over x3 all over 2 plus 3 pi r x squared. So yeah, we could leave it this. Remember that, don't forget to leave your answer in the form of dy all over dx. So you have to respect also the notation. So let's go to our last question at point 3. Right, so there are two values that we need to calculate, the values of a and b, and we're being told that this is a parabola. X squared plus b all over x has a minimum at x is equals to 4. So that's a parabola, guys, and there are two missing values, which is a and b. Remember, when there are two missing values, just know that a simultaneous method will apply in this case. So the best way is to formulate equation 1. Let's use this formula. We have g of x is equals to ax squared plus b all over x, which is equals to 96. Okay, so they said it has a minimum of this. So let's kindly formulate equation 1. Let us derive this. When you derive this, you're going to say the derivative, remember the first derivative will always equals to 0. So when you derive this, you are going to have 2ax. Oh, my mistake. I have to refix this. So you have ax squared. So this will be your b. Change this into exponential form. We have 1 here. B divided by 1 is b. And this will be in, we are going to have b x to the power of -1. Bx to the power of -1, right? Okay, we are still on the right track, so we can derive them. The derivative of this, so this will be 2ax, because 2 times 8 is 2a, then 2 minus 1, that's x then. So we have this b times -1, that's going to be negative b. -1 minus 1, that's going to be -2. Okay, so remember that at g of x, you're going to place 0, and you have been told that at minimum it has x is equals to 4. So at minimum, so we are going to put we're going to put 4 there. So it's going to be 4 squared. So what is 2a times 4? That's going to be 8a. Then this will be the same as -b times, all right, so that will be 1 all over 16. Okay, that will be 1 over 16. So we are going to have 8a minus b all over 16, which is equals to 0. So when you multiply everything, you're left by 16, you're going to have 0. So what is 8 multiplied by 16? What is that? Is 128. 128a. Then when you multiply by 16 this side as well, remember everything here, so we are left with b here. So to make this equation 1, let's make b the subject. You're going to take b to the other side, so b will be equal to 128a as equation 1. Okay, are we on the same? Are we still fine? Right, we have equation 1. So now we have to work out equation 2. No? So to work out equation 2, we gotta be smart, guys. So to work out equation 2, we are going to use the original formula. Remember the original formula, it's g of x here, given as ax squared plus b all over x, which is equals to 96, right? So where there is x, we are going to say g of 4 is equals to 4 squared plus b all over 4. Remember that was equal to 96, so we are going to have 4 squared, that will be 16a, plus b all over 4 is equals to 96. So best way, let's get rid of a fraction. So multiply here by 4, as well as multiply by 4. Multiply everything by 4. Whatever you do on the left hand side must be done on the right hand side. So we know 16 multiplied by 4, that will be 64. And this will cancel. We're left with plus b there. So from here, you have 96 times you have 96 times 4, that's 284. So best way is to take 64 to the other side. So here it's gonna be 64a. Remember that it's 4 times 16a, so that's gonna be 64a. So take 64a to the other side, becomes negative 64a. All right, so we have 384 minus 64a. So both of them, this is equation 2, both of them are equal to b. So the best way is to equate equation 2 equated to equation 1. So from here we have 384 minus 64a, which is equals to 128a. Then collect the like terms. We have 384, so we can take 128 plus 64 there. If we transpose negative 64, so we are having 192, guys, having 192a. Then let's divide 384 divided by 192, we got 2. A is equals to 2. Right, are we still on the same track? So from here we already have a. Remember they were looking for the values of a. Now let's find b. We can use the equation 1 to find b. So we could just say b is equals to 128 times 2. What is that? So 128 times 2, that's 256. So guys, 256. B, a is equals to 2 and b is equals to 256. So that's how, guys, you can work out such problems, guys. You just have to be careful when working with it. So they usually goes with such problems, they usually go with around 14 to 15, depends on the examiners, but this is how, guys, you should answer this. Hope you find this video useful. See you on question 9.